After understanding the object of the game and how it shapes the golf swing, you then have to understand the objective of each shot. Every shot in golf is to a target, and for most shots, the target is not the hole. The target is that area you want the ball to land to meet your minimum expectations. Your goal is to hit the target with an average shot, not a great shot. The game of golf is really 4 games in one: the driving game, the approach game, the around the green game, and the putting game. For each of the 4 games, you first need to determine what is the target and how do you evaluate your performance at hitting that target. Later in the course, you will be introduced to OnTarget's advanced shot tracking system called Power Tracker. You will use Power Tracker to provide objective data on every part of your game, so you can identify one full swing and one short game project to work on. You'll also be setting statistical goals for each project. We will first look at how to evaluate your performance in the driving game. What is the target in the driving game? On a par 4 or 5, you want to land somewhere in the fairway with one of your better drives, but it doesn't have to be your best drive. In other words, if you were to look at the distance of your best 50% of drives, you would see a range of distances. Let's say the shortest of your best drives was 220 yards, and your longest was 250 yards. Your target should be somewhere in the fairway between 220 and 250 yards. I call this your happy zone, because you should be happy if the ball lands anywhere in the zone. It would be unrealistic for your target to be 250 yards. If you plant in your mind the desire to reach maximum distance, you will end up increasing the distance elements in your swing and decreasing the control elements, and you'll miss the target altogether. The average pro is hitting around 65% of the fairways. If you're hitting anything over 50% of the fairways, then you are within 80% of the pro's performance, and I would rate that as pretty good. Now, what about the distance of your drives? Is your distance meeting your expectations, and are those expectations reasonable? Evaluating your distance performance is more complicated than simply looking at the raw yardage of your drives. The purpose of distance is to hit it far enough to give yourself a reasonable chance to hit the green with your next shot. Based on shot length statistics, we know the pros hit it far enough to have an average distance remaining to the green on par 4s of about 150 yards. If your average distance remaining to the green is anywhere close to 150 yards, your driving distance is certainly okay. In fact, since you are not a pro, even a distance of 160 to 170 remaining yards is not an unreasonable distance for most amateurs. One of the questions every golfer should ask in regards to their driving is, do I need to hit my best drive better or just hit my best drive more often? For most golfers, they just need to be more consistent with their driving. When you track your driving performance using Power Tracker, you will know the distance of your best 50% and worst 50% of drives, and you will know the average distance remaining to the green on par 4s. And of course, you will know the percent fairways hit and missed right or left. These statistics will provide you with clear and objective data to accurately evaluate your driving.